You guys, I just got home. It is officially 7:01 p.m. Do you know what that means? That means a lot of things. First, it means that it is the start of a 4-day weekend for me. And secondly, it means that in the UK, it is officially midnight, which means it's the start of Shorty September. So I was talking to all the people today, and I basically said, listen guys, I have a 4-day weekend. Like basically this is my Friday, and I'm starting tonight, and I don't care what you say. Like, I'm doing it. Try and stop me. And then Heather reminded me that basically by the time I get home, she was exactly 3 minutes off. By the time I get home, it will be midnight in the UK, and thus an appropriate time to start Shorty September. What makes this even better is that literally the time it turned 7 p.m. here, or midnight in the UK, the national anthem started because I live next to a high school and they're having a football game. This is how it's gonna go. I have a burrito bowl that's gonna last me approximately 3 meals. I also have crumble cookies, which are gonna last me approximately 4 days. And I have loads and loads of shorties. I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm gonna get into comfy clothes, like mainly get out of pants or hard pants, get out of hard pants. And then I am going to start Shorty September. And let me tell you this. So I'm trying basically just to get as many books done as I can this weekend. Like possibly, do you think that maybe I can even finish Shorty September in a weekend? I don't know. I mean, I have 4 days, so I feel like it's possibly doable. I decided what I'm going to start with. So I'm most definitely starting with half and half shorts, which is to read a book and watch the movie. And I'm hoping to actually do both tonight, even though it's a little bit late. It's 7 p.m. I go to bed at like 8. Anyway, okay. So I am going to read Psycho, and then I'm going to watch the movie. Now, I love the movie. So there's already spoilers for the book because I already know what's going to happen. But I love this because it's psychological. I don't know if it counts as horror. Please tell me if it counts as horror, because I'm thinking it doesn't. Anyway, I love it because it's psychological, but I can only watch like the old school version with chocolate syrup because I cannot see red blood, but I can handle chocolate syrup. Feel free to diagnose me with whatever you think I have. My blood phobia. I did have an early childhood trauma that I think may be associated with this. But we're just gonna leave that at that and carry on and start Shorty September. So I've been reading Psycho, and I'm on page 41, and already, basically, this situation has wrapped up. So I assume that pretty much everyone knows what happens in Psycho, but just in case, I'm gonna try to not have any spoilers, if that's possible. So there's this lady named Mary, and she basically has stolen $40,000 from her boss and is on the way to her boyfriend slash fiance, I don't really get it, house. And she's gonna surprise him and like basically tell him that she's inherited all this money, which is not true because she has stolen it, as I just said. But along the way, there is like a rainstorm, and she just is exhausted. She's been traveling for 18 hours straight in the car, essentially, and she thinks she may have missed her turn, but anyway, she just is kind of done driving, and so she pulls over to this hotel, and decides she's going to spend the night, just rest for a little bit, and then finish her journey in the morning. And that is basically where the story takes place, is at the hotel. That is where she meets this guy named Norman Bates, who basically lives in a house with his mom, and they run the hotel together. If you know, you know. On page 41, we've already come to like the iconic moment. Overall, I'm liking the book so far. I love the movie. But yeah, I like the book. I like that I'm finding out a lot more about Norman Bates' character, how much he loves reading, for example, and stuff like that. My one quibble is, I don't remember him being fat in the movie. I think he's actually quite thin. But in the book, he is fat, and that's fine. Like, no one cares, right? Well, apparently someone cares, because the author has mentioned, like, no fewer than 6 times already in 41 pages that he is fat. And, like, okay, we already know that. You already told us that. Why are you saying it yet again? We just don't need fat shaming. And granted, this was written in 1959, so they were just not as aware as we are now. You guys, it is like the perfect fall day. It is like in the upper 40s right now. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I'll put it below. And then it's supposed to get up to like the lower 70s today. So I have this like new cozy sweater on, but I'll probably take it off later in the day because it will get warmer. Anyway, I'm about to head to the library to pick up some shorties that have arrived that I put holds on, and then also to go to yoga. But I only made it to chapter 6, I think, in Psycho last night. I was just absolutely exhausted. I ended up going to bed at like 8:45. Like I could not like stay awake. But anyway, I'm really liking it so far. Like I've said before, I love the movie, so the book is just really, really cool. I'm just surprised, you know, about how much has happened already, and I'm just curious what the rest of the book will bring, but I will probably end up reading it maybe like after yoga. Maybe I'll find somewhere downtown to just sit and read and finish it. I'm not really sure. One of the things I love to do when I don't have to work is I just like see where the day brings me. I love days where I literally have no plans and I can just decide. So like I didn't have yoga booked, but when I woke up this morning I was like, I want to go to yoga, and so 9:30 yoga.
Our Spanish books.
I love them.
It's great.
I just finished my first book for Shorty September, which was Psycho, and it was so good. I loved it so much. 5 stars. It would have been better if I had not already seen the movie, but like, you know, who hasn't seen Psycho, right? So it's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, just the reveal, the twist, everything was so freaking good. Anyway, I went to the library this morning to pick up books, and then it was there that they said like, oh yeah, we're excited about the Polish festival, and basically the Polish festival has free entry from 11 to 2, and like I didn't even know that because I don't really pay attention to festivals that are going on. And so anyway, basically yoga ended around like 10:45ish, right before the Polish festival was going to start. So I ended up just going there for lunch afterwards, and it was really funny because I was standing behind all these old ladies, and you have to show your IDs just so they don't have to like check your ID in the event in case you want to buy alcohol. And one of the old ladies didn't have her ID. Like, it was just hilarious that they were all standing there waiting in line for it to open, ready with their IDs. But this one lady, she was seriously stressing because she didn't have her ID. The woman is like definitely over 80. It was hilarious. The next book that I'm doing is Dolphin Shorts, which is read a book with water on the cover. And I have absolute loads of these. So I had one picked out that actually had ice on the cover, but I decided not to do that one, at least for this first round. And then I had another book, Swimming in the Dark, I think, which is definitely on my Shorty shelf, but Sarah was the one that reminded me of it because she was going to read it for the like spicy prompt. I can't remember what it was called. So I could have read that too because that has water on the cover, but I decided to read The Therapist, which I think is messed up as crap because I'm just in fall mode, and I'm gonna read real messed up stuff for like almost all of round one. But if we're doing dolphin shorts and I have to read a book that has water on the cover, why not go big or go home and actually read it by the water? So I read around 50 pages of The Therapist so far, and I'm really liking it. The book mostly takes place in Chicago and is basically the story of this couple, a narrator who I don't know the name of yet, and Simone, his wife, or I assume it's a him. They are basically just really struggling with grief and with their marriage, and mainly just with grief because their son has passed away. We don't really know the exact cause of his death, but he was 5 when he passed away. In addition, like lurking kind of in the background is this pandemic, which has started in Oregon and is half a country away, or really pretty much the whole country away, but is still just like really pervasive, like constantly interfering, just being on the news, and there's this like low-grade level of fear going on with everyone in the story, while this couple is also dealing with the death of their son. And so it's just this very unsettling, kind of gothic, weird vibe going on, and I am loving it. It's also a debut novel, or a novella, but I have no idea how you would even know that without researching it, because the writing is so beautiful, and obviously I hope it's not autobiographical, which is often the case with first novels. However, I know people have written about pandemics for like a really long time, but this one just felt kind of close to home, and so I was just curious, and I looked at when it was written, and it came out in 2019, so not at all referencing the pandemic that we just had.